Greetings. I hope everybody's doing okay. Now this is a quick one tugenda kulaawo nnyo pampi ddala. Bw'oba osobodde kalabe nga TikTok tennakajjayo lwansonga information agenda okubeeramu TikTok esobola okumuggyayo. For starters, tuli mu non-violent revolution ekulemberwa Kaguje Kabejja, His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Ekibuuzo kisobola okubeera nti enkyukakyuka omukulembeze waffe gy'aliidinga eri completely non-violent. Omanyi bw'ekola, omanyi bw'etandika, omanyi ne bw'eggwa. Skills ezikolebwa mu nkyukakyuka eri non-violent z'obadde ozimanyi, wali oziwuliddeko. Mu kavidiyo kano ogenda kulaba omwami yaleadinga revolution eye Serbia, the OTPA movement eyasuula gavumenti yeeyo era nenakyemalira weeyo. Ogenda kulaba omwami eyagitandikira ddala era eyagisomesa yali completely non-violent, ng'akunnyonnyola skill, ng'akunnyonnyola ebimu ku by'osobola okukola okunafuya n'okusuula nakyemalira. Mu kavidiyo kano ogenda nakumanya the non-violent discipline bw'ebeera ne bw'ekola. Wabula nkusaba bya luzungu, oba wuliriza n'obwegendereza. TikTok esobola obbijjayo anytime. Afunye omukisa birabe, ate bw'oba osobodde bisharingire munno. Byaba people power wano okka. Thank you. Watch this, then I get back.
Good afternoon, and proud to be here on TEDx Krakow. I'll try to speak a little bit today about a phenomenon which can and is actually changing the world, and whose name is people power. I'll start with the anecdote, or for those of you who are Monty Python lovers, a Monty Python type of sketch. Here it is. It takes you to the nearest mental institution. So I would like to speak a little bit about the phenomenon which is behind what already seems to be the very bad year for bad guys. And this phenomenon is called people power. Well, people power has been there for a while. It helped Gandhi kick Brits from India. It helped Martin Luther King win historic racial struggle. It helped local Lech Walesa to kick out 1 million Soviet troops from Poland and beginning the end of the Soviet Union as we know it. So what's new in it? What seems to be very new, which is the idea I would like to share with you today, that there is a set of rules and skills which can be learned and taught in order to perform successful nonviolent struggle. If this is true, we can help these movements. Well, first one, analytic skills. Different people throughout the world, and they're, academics and professors and doctors, and they will always talk conditions. They will say people power will work only if regime is not too oppressive. They will say people power will work if the annual income of the country is between X and Z. They will say people power will work only if there is a foreign pressure. They will say people power will work only if there is no oil. And I mean, there is a set of conditions. Well, the news here is that your skills bring in the conflict seems to be more important than the conditions, namely skills of unity, planning, and maintaining nonviolent discipline. Let me give you the example. I'm coming from a country called Serbia. It took us 10 years to unite 18 opposition party leaders with their big egos behind one single candidate against Balkan dictator Slobodan Milosevic. Guess what? That was the day of his defeat. You look at the Egyptians, day 5 on Tahrir Square, they get rid of their individual symbols, they appear on the street only with the flag of Egypt. I will give you a contra-example. You see 9 presidential candidates running against Lukashenko, you will know the outcome. So unity is a big thing, and this can be achieved. Same with planning. Somebody have lied to you about a successful and spontaneous nonviolent revolution. That thing doesn't exist in the world. Whenever you see young people in front of the road trying to fraternize with the police or military, somebody was thinking about it before. Now, at the end, the nonviolent discipline, and this is probably the game changer. If you maintain nonviolent discipline, you will exclusively win. You have 100,000 people on a nonviolent march, you have one idiot or agent provocateur throwing stone, guess what takes all the cameras? That one guy. One single act of violence can literally destroy your movement. Now, let me move to another place. It's selection of strategies and tactics. There are certain rules in nonviolent struggle you may follow. First, you start small. Second, you pick the battles you can win. It's only 200 of us in this room. We won't call for the March of Million, but what if we organize spraying graffiti throughout the night all over Krakow city? The city will know. So we pick the tactics which accommodates to the event, especially this thing we call the small tactics of dispersion. They're very useful in a violent oppression. We are actually witnessing the picture of one of the best tactics ever used. It was on Tahrir Square, where international community was constantly frightened that, you know, the Islamists will overtake the revolution. What they've organized, Christians protecting Muslims where they are praying, Coptic wedding cheered by thousands of Muslims. The world has just changed the picture, but somebody was thinking about this previously.
Kakati kyova kulabaawo kwe kunnyonnyola okutuufu okwa revolution eya people power bwetandika ne skills ezigikolebwamu, wabula ate wano wogenda okuddamu okuwulira ngenda kusaba beera muwuliriza mulungi nnyo ate beera mwegendereza nnyo lwa nsonga wakkulu mu revolution gye tulimu waliwo ebintu bye tuteekeddwa okukola naye ate tuteekeddwa okumanya ekika kya revolution kye tulimu na butya bwe kikola. Kati gwe omwana wa struggle bino mbireese lwa nsonga njagala nnyo tutegeere wekiggweera, njagala nnyo tutegeere ekintu kino bwe tunakitegeera mu context yakyo entuufu. Revolution eno egenda kudduka emisinde lwa nsonga buli omu agenda kuba ategeeredde ddala ekyo kyateekeddwa okukola. So kolabe kano tukomewo. Thank you.
He was thinking about this previously. So there are so many things you can do instead of getting into one place, shouting and, you know, showing off in front of the security forces. Now, there is also another very important dynamics, and this is dynamics normally analytics don't see. This is dynamics between fear and apathy on one side and enthusiasm and humor on another side. So it works like in video game. You have a fear high, you have status quo. You have enthusiasm higher, you see fear is starting melting. Day two, you see people running towards police instead from the police. In Egypt, you can tell that something is happening there. And then it's about the humor. Humor is such a powerful game changer. And of course, it was very big in Poland.
Kati ebyo ng'omaze okubiwulira awasembayo wali dynamics za non-violent revolution. Wuliriza bulungi nnyo nga babikwawulira mu categories. Ng'omusajja akwawulira fear ne apathy n'abiteeka ku mukono ogumu, then n'akwata enthusiasm n'agigattako ne humor nabyo n'abiteeka ku mukono ogumu. Wabula ate ka video wekasemba wewali ekinusu kya video lwa nsonga wano tukubulira point blank nti mu non-violent revolution weesemba kiina kugwera ku bbala era gwali mu non-violent revolution ng'osuubira byamegero nga mu strategy ez'oli mu kukola temuli mu kunga bantu kuggwera ku streets, mass mobilization oba mass y'abantu okwebwa ku kkubo, then kitegeeza oli mu kintu kikyamu. Gweomuntu ali mu revolution ya His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu abadde tomanyi bweyina kukola, sooka owulirize wano mu kapaati akasemba.
Same works for the Western sector, where you can see all of these excited young people protesting around the world, occupying this, occupying that. Are they going to become the world wave? Are they going to find their skills, their enthusiasm, and their strategy to find what they really want and push for the reform, or they will just stay complaining about the endless list of the things they hate? This is the difference between two towns. Now, what the statistics has. My friend's book, Maria Stefan's book, talks a lot about the violent and non-violent struggle, and there are some shocking data. If you look at the last 35 years and different social transitions from dictatorship to democracy, you will see that out of 67 different cases, in 50 of these cases, it was non-violent struggle which was the key power. This is one more reason to look at this phenomenon. This is one more reason to look at the Generation Epsilon. Enough for me to give them credits and hope that they will find their skills and their courage to use the non-violent struggle and thus fix at least the part of the mess our generation is making in this world. Thank you.